Right. Hello, welcome to this Long Island News Update. It's May 3rd, 2017, and I'm a little shaken up, and actually this is the second take of this update, because in the first one I was just way too upset and I was not happy with the way it came out. But you can understand why I'm upset when you're about to read what I'm about to tell you. Now, in this part, I'll be sitting down in front of the computer, reading to you an article about what happened about a 5-minute walk away from where I live. We have 3 gang members charged in 2 Westbury attempted murders. MS-13 gang members. These pieces of shit. Alright? I'm going to read to you the whole article. Alright? And this is from Newsday, and I have my ways of reading Newsday, and I'm not going to tell you how. Alright? But, because they have the only article that seems to have all the details in it. It's all over the news. Alright? You can see it it's on all the stations. But this article says, police say MS-13 brothers charged in 2 Westbury attempted murders. A pair of brothers who are MS-13 gang members have been charged with the attempted murder of 2 teenagers in separate machete attacks in Westbury, assaults that come as Suffolk County has seen nearly a dozen young people killed at the hands of the notorious street gang in the last year, authorities said Wednesday. A third man, another MS-13 member, also faces an attempted murder charge in the most recent attack early Sunday. In that case, Fidel Hernandez, 23, of Newcastle, struck the victim with a machete in the stomach at about 12:15 a.m., police said. Jose Hernandez, 26, who lives with his brother on Sherman Street, fired multiple shots at the victim from a handgun. The victim was not hit by the gunfire. The third man, Miguel Unas Arguenta, 18, of Brush Hollow Road in Westbury, fled on foot with the brothers, police said. Prosecutors said he acted in concert with the others, but police wouldn't specify what he did. Nassau police said that Hernandez brothers also assaulted another teenager with a machete in January in Westbury. The victim slashed across the right side of his face, leaving him with a significant deep wound requiring multiple stitches, said Chief of Department Kevin Smith. Smith, at a news briefing at police headquarters in Mineola Wednesday, said the 3 men all purport to be MS-13 gang members, with 2 of 3 having criminal records. He would only say the police were investigating whether the violence in Westbury was linked to the recent spate of MS-13 killings in Brentwood and Central Islip. All 3 have demonstrated they're extremely dangerous people. We would encourage anyone who has been victimized or afraid of these people, may be afraid to report it, to come forward and contact the police. Smith, who alongside Deputy Inspector Kenneth Cantali, commanding officer of the Major Case Bureau, and Detective Sergeant Michael Marino, commanding officer of the Gang Investigation Squad, would not say whether either of the victims are suspected gang members or if they knew their perpetrators. Not everyone's cooperative with us, and we're trying to find out some of the answers to those questions, said Smith. All 3 men were arrested Tuesday and were arraigned Wednesday at First District Court in Hempstead, where the Hernandez brothers were held without bail and Arguenta's bail was set at $750,000 bond or $500,000 cash. Both Hernandez brothers are charged with 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder and possession of a dangerous weapon, where Arguenta is charged with attempted murder. All 3 men had Legal Aid Society for court-appointed attorneys. Detective Lieutenant Richard LeBrun, a department spokesperson, said the Nassau gang investigators had been monitoring the Hernandez brothers, but wouldn't say why. The Hernandez brothers were on the radar. They were being watched by gang investigators for a few months, said LeBrun. The brothers were born in El Salvador and entered the country illegally. Let me accentuate that. Jose Hernandez had no prior criminal record, but Fidel Hernandez had prior arrests for trespassing, robbery, stalking, and acting in a manner injurious to a child 17 years of age. Arguenta was born in El Salvador, entered the country as an unaccompanied minor, and is in the process of applying for a green card. His criminal record includes arrests for burglary, criminal mischief, possession of burglary tools, and obstructing governmental administration. Okay, let's stop this for a minute. Why the fuck were these people still here? Why weren't they deported? The police knew about them. This is a sanctuary city. The first assault uncovered The first assault occurred on January 15th on Kinkle Street in Westbury, where a 19-year-old victim was approached by the Hernandez brothers as he walked down the street. They quickly engage him in a conversation, and soon Jose Hernandez pulls out a large machete and slashes the victim across the face, leaving a 4-inch deep laceration wound, said Smith, adding that case detectives were hampered a bit by the witness cooperation. LeBrun said the victim had reported the incident in January, but was somewhat uncooperative with police initially. In Sunday's assault at 12:15 a.m., a different 19-year-old victim was the target. Court documents said the victim was standing in front of his residence on Dover Street in the village of Westbury when Fidel Hernandez approached him and asked why he was laughing. The victim replied, "I can laugh whenever I want," according to the criminal complaint filed in court. And Fidel Hernandez pulled out a machete and struck him twice, cutting him on the stomach. The victim then punched Fidel Hernandez in the face, and Jose Hernandez pulled out a handgun and fired 5 shots, the complainant said. Police said the shots were fired in the direction of our victim, but did not hit him. The arrests come as gang violence on Long Island has received national attention with the visit of Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who visited after the bodies of 4 young men believed to be killed by MS-13 gang members were found so savagely beaten in a Central Islip Park, and pledged to demolish the gang. 4 young men, ages 16 to 20, were found slain in a Central Islip Park on April 12th, a couple of miles from the federal courthouse, when Sessions spoke on April 28th. So as you see, gang violence is occurring here in Westbury, and it's so frustrating not being able to find a place in a safe neighborhood and dealing with these problems in Westbury. Now, one of the things I didn't bring up to you in the last video about the mental illness was I feel like I don't fit in anymore. And I feel like you hear the siren? This is another thing that's been going on lately. It's constant sirens here. I feel like I'm living in the ghetto. Because it is the ghetto. I am living in the ghetto. This is a ghetto, this neighborhood, Westbury. You know, I don't fit in because I feel like all of Long Island is either becoming, a lot of these people, these rich people come in, these rich people, and they just have to act so snobby. You know, they don't understand my mental illness. They say I don't deserve to be among them. And then I have these hoodlums and these illegals that are coming in, and they're just making me scared. And I'm scared of them. I mean, I'm scared of these guys. It's getting nowhere. I can't find a place in a decent neighborhood. They're discriminating against me. And it seems like my hands are tied. I can't do anything. And I've got to fear for my life in this town with these men hanging around all the time. You know, and these men are criminals. All right? And I'll say it before, I'm not racist. I want to make it ever so clear that I'm not racist. All right? Maybe when I get upset, that's why I took the other video. That's why I'm not putting the other video up that I took. This is the second take. When I'm upset, I'll say some not so nice things, some slang words, but I'm not racist. All right? I don't care what color you are, as long as you act like a human being. But if you act like a criminal, you act like a thug, you come here and you cause nothing but problems, then you're not going to be welcome. And these people, these illegals come here, and they just bring in so much crime. There's gangs, there's violence, there's a debt that these kids, and these guys came as unaccompanied minors thanks to Obama. And this is why I stopped being a Democrat, I said in my other video, because the Democratic Party, they are the biggest hypocrites. All right? There used to be a time when Democrats actually did care about poor people. But now they don't. Now they don't care about poor people. They just care about the rich. They steered all the illegals into communities of color and to communities of lower income, forcing them to deal with the burden of the violence, the crime, and stuff like this that's occurring. And this recent crime again happened right by the Village Hall, and our mayor will not get involved or say anything. And when I brought up the issues in this town, our mayor blocks me from their Facebook page. Our mayor lives on the rich side of town, and he keeps getting reelected because, sadly, the only people that vote in this town are mostly on the rich side of town, whereas the other side of town is full of illegals and they don't vote. So they just keep re-electing the mayor. They think he's doing a great job because they don't have to deal with any of the problems we have to deal with. And, you know, he'll say, oh, you're taking it too personal. Why you got to get so personal with me? Because you say, he said to me at the last, I should have had the camera rolling, but he wouldn't have said it then. When I met him at one of the meetings at Carl Place regarding news in the village. It was a village, actually. It was funny. The meeting was in Carl Place, but he was saying, well, I feel perfectly safe in Westbury. I feel perfectly safe. We've lived here all the time. I wouldn't live here anywhere else. And then I asked him, well, what side of town you live on? You live which side? Westbury schools or Carl Place schools? He said, well, I live on the Carl Place side of school's side of town. Well, that's the rich side of town. Of course he's going to feel safe. So I got to deal with all these problems and all these problems that I got to deal with in this town. And, you know, I see life around me all the time. You know, I pass through, tonight I passed through Massapequa Park on the train, 8 o'clock. There's life, there's people. You see the parking lot, there's a good amount of cars in it. You pass by Wantaw, and there's a good amount of activity. You pass by Belmore, and there's a good amount of cars parked. And then last night, of course, when I go to Westbury, the parking lot is deserted, it's empty, it's a ghost town. The town is a ghost town. Nobody comes out at night because people are scared. I can't blame them, they're scared. People don't want to buy homes here because they're scared of the crime and the gangs and the illegals. And I'm sick of hearing promises and talk about we're going to get rid of them. Trump said, we're going to get rid of them. Trump, I voted for you because I thought you were going to fix this. But all he's doing is talking, and he's not getting rid of them. I mean, 2 of these guys had criminal records. And why weren't they deported? I should be coming in here and rounding these guys up. They're all over the place. They're not hard to find. The police act like they're so hard to find. They're all over. They loiter all over the place. Don't tell me they're hard to find. It's so unfair that lower income communities, and it's like Long Island is just so divided right now, particularly Nassau, is so divided between the rich haves and the have-nots. The rich get everything they want, they get the white privilege, and everybody else gets crap. They get the crime, they get the neglect. And I don't feel like I even fit in anymore. I mean, you know, but I love Long Island. I don't want to live anywhere else. Some people suggest, why don't you move far away? I don't want to move far away. I love the tri-state area. I love the climate here. And there's so many nice places on Long Island, but it does not seem like I'm allowed to live in them. I mean, I've been looking for months already. Months, hardly almost a year already, even before. I've been looking on and off for so long. I look at Zillow every day. I mean, I have all these towns that I've been looking in. Farmingdale, Mineola, all these towns. I must have like 10 different towns that I've been looking at, and I can't freaking find one legal single bedroom for the fair market rate that I can rent. The rents are way above the fair market rate because all these towns have now become expensive. They got priced out because the rich people came in, they took over. And I'm not allowed to live there, apparently. And it's very unfair. You know, why can't we be more like New Jersey? New Jersey, 30% of all new housing is affordable housing. Why isn't it affordable? Why aren't we doing that here? All those new, Farmingdale and Mineola, they've built many, many new apartments, but they're all luxury. There's nothing affordable. Why wasn't 30% of that mandated to be affordable? No, we can't do that. You know, people have told me, oh, New York has got much better social services than any state for people like you. New York has a lot of service. I don't know if the housing program that I'm in does it even exist in New Jersey or any other state for that matter, all right? But I know that New York is becoming more and more a place for the rich, and I feel very unwelcome. And I have nothing against rich people. I just wish they would not be so snobby. You know, let me live in Merrick. Let me live in Mineola, Farmingdale. I shouldn't have to live in a community full of criminals and have this added stress on top of my mental illness. Forget about meeting women around here because they're all snobby. That's another thing. I don't even look at white girls. I'll be honest, I don't even look at white girls. All right, this so-called racist mostly looks at girls of other races, all right? I mostly look at girls with darker skin, magical black hair, big brown eyes, petite, I mean, a lot of them are Hispanic, a lot of them are Indian, a lot of them are Asian. You know, I don't even look at girls of my own race because I find that those are the girls that are most nastiest to me all the time. You know, forget about trying to live in a community. Try to find a woman even. And I'm short, and I got mental illness. I mean, I think I'm a good guy, but society keeps putting me down and telling me to have to live with this stuff. And it's just a great toll on me. And I didn't talk about this in my last video, that the loneliness is a huge factor as well. I feel very lonely. So in this video, I want you to be completely honest with me. I have a poll, and I want you to be completely honest. I know it's probably not going to be what I want to hear. Do you think I'll be better off trying to stay on Long Island, looking at New Jersey, or leaving the tri-state area entirely? And as far as the latter thing goes, I love the Pine Barrens. This is my favorite place in life, is the Pine Barrens, the Pitch Pine Barrens. And if I did have to leave Long Island, I'd want to live somewhere else with pitch pine barrens. And that's why New Jersey comes up, because the southern part of New Jersey has beautiful pitch pine barrens. And people are friendly there, but you know, I said it's so much hotter there. It's far away from the only family I have. The only family I'm friendly with lives here on Long Island. Unfortunately, I can't live with him because he doesn't have a huge place. All right, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I fear for my life here. It's getting worse. It's so depressing. And I'll say it again, I'm not racist. All right? I don't care whether you're white. I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. I don't care if you're white, brown, yellow, black. If you act like a human being, I have nothing against you. But if somebody's acting like a criminal, swagger walking, being in a gang, terrorizing people, intimidating people, if somebody's acting like a thug, I don't care what race they are, but if they're acting like a thug, I don't want to live in a town around that. And this town is full of people like that. And yes, there are good people that live here too. There are good people that live in every struggling Long Island town. Good people like me and other people that are struggling with this burden of illegals, this burden of problems going on. So I just wanted to make this video to show you as an example of what I have to fear in my town, why people don't want to come here. And I really wish it would be fixed, but I can't spend my energy trying to fix this town. All I can do is try to leave. And I've been trying so hard, and I can't find a place. I can't find a place. I can't find a place for fair market rate in a decent, safe town with a good train line. I can't. I've been looking so hard, it just feels like I'm getting nowhere. It's not like I'm asking for luxury. Why do people have to be so nasty to me over this? Why do I have to get comments from certain people? Well, I haven't had too many comments from you guys, but comments on various other forums in the past that say you don't deserve to live in a safe neighborhood. You're on the system. You don't work. You don't deserve to live in a community of a safe community. I mean, I don't deserve it. Well, I guess I deserve to die then, if that's what you mean. And I don't feel safe with this stuff going on. And honestly, I'm not out to cause trouble for anyone. I just want to live somewhere safe. When I hear things like this go on, and it's good that all this media attention is coming to Westbury, but after the stories fade, nothing will happen. It will be just more talk. And I'm stuck living here in fear. Living in fear in this town. Trump, enforce the law. Laws are created, and this is why Long Island is lawless, because the laws are not being, there's no law here. There are different laws for different towns. Lower income towns and towns that aren't rich, towns that aren't 100% white, they're neglected. Only the white towns get their laws enforced. Everybody else is treated like crap. This isn't even America over here. Donald Trump, I hope you're watching this video, man, because I'm really disappointed in you. All right? I supported you from the beginning because I thought you were going to bring law back. But so far, it's as lawless as it ever is here on Long Island. Enough talk, please. Get ICE here. Get the National Guard here. Please. Get these illegals off our streets. That's all I have to say. Take it easy.